My name is Ayrah Lester. I am the sign of Cancer, and my favorite food is pretty much anything besides cucumbers and pickles. But yet, here we are. People, or we all know LGBT. And when I think about it, I think about when you say people of color. And, that's Black people, African people, Hispanic people, even Asians, and so, when we say people of color, that doesn't really discount any of the individual ones. 3 things I never leave home without would be my lip gloss, hair, usually big, voluminous, something like that. And I have fortification too. I always have to kind of fortify myself to actually go out the door. So it takes a little prep and a little motivation for me. When I first made the decision to go full throttle and being Ayrah and being me, I was staying at a shelter, Covenant House in Manhattan, and I went to an organization that had a closet where you can get clothing and stuff. And I remember I got this green sweater, one of those little wrap skirts that was also a shorts. I forgot the name of that thing, but it had one of those with some green stockings and some Timberland boots. Nobody could tell me nothing. I walked down the streets of Manhattan, and then I got to Covenant House, and staff had already saw me before I got there, and they came running downstairs and were like, "You can't come up here like that." And I was like, "You don't tell me." But I stood there, and then a Greyhound bus went by, and all I heard was a whole bunch of this, and I'm wondering what is going on? And I turned, and although everyone on that side of the Greyhound bus was all staring at me and laughing and pointing and making fun, and I was just took it. And that was the beginning of me going 24/7. When I think about privilege, I think about my time in the Deep South and being a Black person and kind of feeling like I was on the lower end of the totem pole, but not realizing what privilege I had as a masculine presenting Black male until I transitioned and lost it. And that was when I realized that, hey, I had a bit more privilege than I even knew, even as a person of color. And we all come with some sets of privileges that sometimes it takes a situation that privilege gets taken away for us to realize what we had. And that's what it was for me. I realized the privilege that I had when it was taken away. But even now I hold a different type of privilege. And I think that privilege is being someone who is very visible and very out and open, and someone who stands for the community. And so that affords me a lot of privileges. Like when I go and fly out on business trips and I fly through Miami-Dade or Fort Lauderdale Airport, a lot of the TSA staff I've trained. So, I get an easier and better, smooth transition going through all the checkpoints and stuff. So that's what privilege means to me. What makes me feel pretty is good highlight, a little bit of makeup and just a good hair. I dress for myself. I don't dress out to impress anyone. I dress so that when I look in the mirror, I'm like, girl, you look pretty today. You looked a mess when you woke up, but you're looking really good right now. And so, it takes an attitude change. It doesn't really take much of anything physically for me, but, it's just putting on that positive, pretty attitude in the morning. And it may take different things on different days to achieve that. But I do that, and that's what makes me feel pretty.